Good day. Today, we want to do a recap on set of numbers. Of course, we are familiar with this set of numbers. The first one are called the natural numbers. These are the positive counting numbers. It starts from 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. The second set of numbers are referred to as integers. Integers include negative whole number, 0, and positive whole number. So it can start from minus infinity up to positive infinity. So any number you can think of, we have it under integers. The third set of numbers are called rational numbers. These are numbers that can be expressed in form of fraction, a over b, but where b must not be equal to 0. Once b is equal to 0, then that fraction is undefined. So we should note that when we can express a number as fraction, either proper or improper, they are referred to as rational numbers. Then we have irrational numbers. Though some irrational numbers can be referred to can be in form of fractions, but most often time they have repeated values. For instance, when we have square root of 2, we have 1.41414 in that order. So those are irrational numbers. There are not many, but they exist. Then we have the real numbers. Real numbers are any number. It's just the combination of rational and irrational number. The union of rational and irrational number are referred to as real numbers. So any number you can think of in the real sense actually falls under real numbers. So real number is a very large set of numbers in the real sense. Then the last set of numbers are called the complex numbers. These are numbers that has two parts. It has real parts and imaginary parts. So in case of complex number, it's a bit higher than the real number. And we don't really teach that at the elementary level. So in case of that real number, that I signify the imaginary part. There are some solutions that we can actually get in the real sense. So we have to reformulate the problem in the complex sense. Then once we have the problem in the complex sense, that's when we can actually get a solution. For instance, if you have square root of -1, if you have square root of -4, you cannot get this in the real sense. We can only get this solution to this in the complex sense. So complex number comprises of real parts and imaginary parts. That I denotes the imaginary part. That's just the meaning of that a plus ib. The a is the real part, while the b is the imaginary part. So these are the set of numbers that we know. And the knowledge of this number will actually be required when we go further into binary operations. So let's have an idea about set of numbers. Thank you.